Good evening, everyone. So tomorrow I will be doing a small little shoot, or let's rephrase that. A buddy of mine is doing some photography at a restaurant, and he and I were kind of thinking about kind of creating content together, but I would rather kind of do some videography. But because I haven't done this in a, let's say, professional setting for, I would say, at least 10 to 15 years. I, I mean, I'm filming for YouTube basically daily. I know how to kind of operate a camera. I edit professionally, so I know how to film from an editor's perspective. Nevertheless, I have never worked with him before, and as I said, it's been a while since I filmed in a, let's say, professional capacity. So tomorrow is going to be somewhat of a test run where I will kind of shoot some behind the scenes, maybe also some of the food and stuff like that, just to kind of see how, yeah, he and I will be working together, but also kind of get back into the workflow. Again, I edit professionally commercials, I film every day YouTube. I basically think or believe that I know what I'm doing. Still, I want to kind of challenge myself and also do a little bit of a stress test. And I'm packing my bag right now. Obviously, from my personal perspective, as someone who's doing YouTube basically daily, I could film everything with the DJI Pocket 3 or with the Fuji X-M5 bare bones. However, I would like to kind of utilize a whole rig and basically build that camera up to a professional rig, in air quotes, because the perceptions from clients, the, let's say, bigger the camera is, excuse me, the bigger and bulkier and much more professional camera looks, the better it actually is. It's always some kind of perception. Also, I mean, from a client's perspective, I can see that, oh, I'm spending money, and then I basically want that the professionals film with something that is my money's worth and that gives me confidence that the people that I'm hiring are doing a good job. So kind of rigging up a camera instead of just filming with this or the DJI Pocket 3, which is a small, tiny little camera, gives the client much more confidence. So I'm tomorrow kind of stress testing all of my equipment and the camera and kind of see if the workflow that I have in my head is working fine. So right now I kind of want to pack out my bag, check everything, and I also don't want to overdo it by packing too much. So I'm just going to bring everything that is in my walnut provoke and rig it up to a small extent and kind of treat it more from a documentary behind the scenes style. So no lights, at least no big lights, and trying to be as nimble and flexible as possible. So that is kind of my goal. So film behind the scenes, stress test my equipment, be as flexible as possible by not overcomplicating my setup and not using too much light, staged light, but rather kind of film in a documentary style. And yeah, I just wanted to take you into my camera bag and kind of show you what I got inside. All right, as I said, I'm packing everything inside the walnut provoke. Obviously, we start with the camera. This is the Fuji X-M5 with the small rig cage and a NATO rail on the top. It's usually for an everyday setup, this cage is a little bit too much. So I switch between the smaller cage that only has a grip and this when I'm filming. So this would be the main camera of choice. And I built myself a small little base plate basically. The camera comes on top here. Here will be one of the two NPF batteries that I pack. I will have some side handle like so on the rails, but also a top handle on the NATO rail that will be on here, which also the top handle will kind of have my monitor that I will show you in just a second. So put that in here like that. One of the NPF batteries here on the top. Sennheiser profile mic set, Nightcore CL10 small little LED lamp, all here on the top. And also I got this new lamp. This is so amazing. This is the newer Basics. This is actually not like a main light, not a key light, and it's not even a fill light. It's rather a background light, because you can attach a couple of gobos. This is what you call a gobo. You put it in front, and then you have this thing that kind of simulates, this is like a window frame, and you kind of point it in the background or at the table, and you can create this somewhat window pattern on the table. Maybe if you have seen my Ditch Your Phone, Get This Instead video, I utilized this a bunch and I really love this thing. I will do a review on my main channel. This goes here on the front. The only thing that you kind of need to keep in mind is these small little gobos, they are basically just flat, very thin sheets of plastic that you can actually break easily. So you kind of need to take care how to put it inside. Here on the side, I actually have all of my filters and defilters. So that would be a good place where I can store this. Also, I have this small little macro lens that I kind of got from a different camera and put into paper thing so I can hold it more easy. Batteries, I actually will run the camera via 3 batteries instead of going into the NPF. The NPF basically will only be for the monitor. So I put the batteries here on the side, then put the camera in here. I have the 2 handles, side handle, top handle. But before I go into this, I have the Pioneer Global pouch. This holds the small little fan. This is really important because it is summer, so I need to be careful that the camera doesn't overheat. But as I said, this will be a stress test, and I kind of want to see, oh, I definitely need to charge this. I kind of want to see if this can hold up without overheating, but I will have the Ulanzi fan with me. But also in here I have the Portkeys monitor. This is a good monitor, but it's only like 500 nits. So I want to upgrade this because this is way too dim for outside use. So there is a saying, buy once, cry once, and I actually didn't think of that. So I bought the cheapest monitor that I could get. But in hindsight, I should have spent a little bit more and get a monitor with at least 1200 nits, so I can see what I'm doing when on the outside. So that pouch goes in here, then the handles just go here on top. And then I basically already loaded up this bag pretty much with a lot of stuff. Usually I also have a drone in here, but I know that I will be in a location where I cannot use a drone. So yeah, that is all in here, and that is basically everything that I will bring tomorrow for that shoot. All right, before going to that shooting day, I'm going to the gym first, doing a little bit of Muay Thai, maybe some sparring, and more importantly, I just noticed I hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. So thank you so much for all of you who have been watching these daily vlogs, who are supporting me by commenting, liking. Maybe some of you are utilizing the hype function. If you didn't, maybe consider using those for one of my videos. As far as I know, it helps a lot. Because those are much more, in air quotes, valuable than the like button. But anyways, I will definitely do a 1,000 subscriber vlog tomorrow. I have been pre-producing these, so probably you will watch this video in 3 or 4 days. So many days after I hit 1,000 subscribers. But again, thank you all so much for subscribing, helping me to get this channel maybe to a point where more people can watch these or will see this, because as far as I know, once you hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, it is more likely that more people see it, because YouTube's algorithm knows, oh, okay, this is somewhat legit, and I kind of know, okay, these are the people or the target demographics to which I need to kind of spread out this video or suggest that video. So hopefully more people will now see these videos. So if you've been watching all of the time, commenting, supporting me, thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. And again, I will do a proper 1000 subscriber video in the next few days. And yeah, let's get to training and then later on go to the shooting day. Alright, so I just finished shooting at that location, as you have seen, in this very, let's say, terrible way of shooting behind the scenes. And yeah, as I always kind of say in my, why is this so terribly dark? So I always kind of say in these vlogs, I don't want the vlog to get into the way of whatever I'm doing, and I hopefully don't kind of interrupt any like memorable things that I'm doing, or if I'm working, I don't want to interrupt what I'm doing by kind of vlogging. So that is basically the reason why I wasn't that great kind of documenting whatever I was doing, but I hope some of these small little B-roll shots were kind of interesting. Well, I can tell you, as I said yesterday, I wanted to somewhat, let's say, stress test the camera, and I can say that the camera was running hot at some point, and I was really happy to have bought that Ulanzi cooling fan that you can kind of stick to the back. And yeah, I also have to admit, I went in with not really knowing what to do. So it was really good that this wasn't like a paid gig, but rather me kind of testing out what I could do. So yeah, I shot a lot of cool stuff, and I will try to edit this into a somewhat cohesive kind of flow. There's obviously not a story besides a behind the scenes shooting and a little bit of the restaurant and stuff like that, but nothing like with specific storytelling. So yeah, I kind of hope that I can make a real cool little video, maybe a couple of small little reels, but yeah, overall I was kind of happy with everything that I've been shooting, and the rig actually works quite well. I just know I will need to buy like a better monitor. I have now the Portkey PT5, which only has 500 nits. So it was way too dark here for the outside. Inside it worked actually pretty good, but outside it just didn't work well. And overall, I'm really happy with the rig. I always thought, oh, I would love to buy something a little bit better, but the way I kind of rigged it out, it worked quite well, and I don't see a point of buying something new just because I want something new, because it worked quite well. So yeah, first shooting with that rig was a success. X-M5 with the kit lens performed well. I will obviously put a lot of the shots here on top as B-roll, so you can kind of tell for yourself if the shots are good or not. But I think you can achieve a lot with the equipment that you already have. And yeah, my learning now is, okay, restaurant shooting is okay for me, I like it. But since I don't have a story, I would have loved to do an interview, but since this was the first day, there wasn't really a chance to do an interview. That would have been a good opportunity to kind of create a story. But now, only having shot some cool B-roll shots, basically without a story, I went in there a little bit blind, but I'm pretty sure I can make a really cool reel and a really cool behind the scenes video. So yeah, that was my short little vlog of this shooting today. And yeah, again, if you want to see maybe the vlog where I did a little bit of street photography, check out the video up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. I see you in the next video. Thank you very much.